sparked off over the Delhi Braveheart rapist's remorseless statements coming up in an upcoming documentary. Mukesh Singh has blamed the victim of the December 16th gang rape. He says women should not resist rape. Meanwhile, those comments have sparked off another controversy. Should the documentary makers have got access to the rapist in Tihar jail? And should the film be telecast? The Delhi police has now lodged an FIR and has called for the stoppage of the controversial documentary.
More than 2 years after this man, with 4 others, brutalized and murdered Nirbhaya, not an iota of remorse. He's been in Tihar jail all this while, without a hint of reform. In a shocking interview given to the BBC, the accused, Mukesh, blamed it all on Nirbhaya, saying she should not have fought back and should have remained silent and allowed the indignity. That was not all. He said that decent girls wouldn't be out at 9 p.m. and she should have been home taking care of her household duties.
क्योंकि वो है ही ऐसे, वो इतना गिरा हुआ इंसान है, क्योंकि उसके लिए कुछ भी बोलना, किसी के पैरों पर लगाना कोई मायने नहीं रखता।
सजा की बात है, हम लोग क्या सजा दे सकते हैं? हमारी अगर सजा देने की प्रणाली होती, हम सजा देने वाले होते, तो उसको वही सजा देते जो हमारी बेटी को सजा वो दिए हैं।
Not surprisingly, the issue exploded, with Congress targeting the Modi government for allowing the interview.
This is not correct, because BBC also can think about the sentiment of the people of this country.
But this was before the revelation that the interview, in fact, had been granted by the UPA government in July 2013. That's not all. The Manmohan Singh government was also informed in February last year that the documentary is being sold to BBC.
I applied for permission in around May of 2013. The interview was done on the 8th or 10th of October.
According to the sources, BBC needed to get the documentary vetted by jail authorities before airing it, which it plans to do on the International Women's Day on 8th of March. But the channel has reportedly not done so. So while the authorities send one notice after the other to BBC, the defense fears the interview can be taken as an extrajudicial confession. With Kamaljit Sandhu in New Delhi, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
The big question is, Delhi police's attempt to ban this film justified? That's the question I want to raise. Joining me now is Kiran Bedi, former IPS officer, now also, of course, a politician, and Abha Singh, lawyer and activist, also joins us. Appreciate both of you joining us. Kiran Bedi, do you believe that the Delhi police has typically overreacted? They haven't even seen the film. Here is a film which perhaps in a sense only will expose the mindset of the rapist. Should such a film not be shown?
I think it should be. In fact, we should document after a rapist is convicted. We should always document, take on video the man, why did he do it, and then share it selectively. Sometimes for training, sometimes for parent bodies, sometimes for principals, sometimes for television. Otherwise, how do you get to the root of the crime? And how do you plan prevention? I think that's the way to get to the root causes, plan prevention strategies with stakeholders. Otherwise, how do you get to know? We only get to know the crime. We never get to know the why of the crime. And why of the crime is critical for planning prevention.
You know, that's an interesting point you're making, because Abha Singh, it appears, as I said, that the Delhi police, without even seeing this film, merely based on the fact that the Delhi rapist has made a few remarks that the documentary filmmaker has brought before the public, wants the film's telecast to be stopped. Why should we not expose the kind of gruesome mindset, the kind of this kind of crazy mindset of this man? I mean, silence is going to get us nowhere. Why do we want to hide the truth from the public?
See, but the law is also very clear. When there was a case of Hassan versus State of Government Andhra Pradesh, where the High Court said that even convicts and cannot be videographed. If they are videographed, it requires the cinematograph approval. So the censor board has it cleared, this documentary. Even a small promo which is shown on the television channels is cleared by the censor board. So that thing has to be looked into. And if Delhi police has an iota that it may lead to a law and order problem, if it does, seen from the way it is trying to denigrate women, it is regressive. It
How
says
is it
that
denigrating women?
take on
I'm not able to understand. How does
it
exposing the mindset of an evil rapist denigrate the woman? I mean, surely, and I get a tweet from someone, silence is unethical, silence will protect the rapist.
You are just... Rajdeep, you are justifying the rapist because he says women are calling for rape because the clothes they wear, they are going
out.
I'm
not justifying the rapist, I'm exposing his mindset. He's already convicted.
No, what mindset? The words which he is speaking, the words which he is talking, it is so regressive, it is traumatizing for women that if you are going out, you are inviting rape. The mindset, how can you glorify a rapist, a person who is given death penalty? And number one, on what basis did the jail authorities give permission for him to be videographed? What is the rule followed? Do they know there is nothing called vetting? In fact, why
Can I get Kiran Bedi to raise Kiran Bedi, two issues being raised. One is that this could cause the apprehension of a law and order problem, says Abha Singh, which is why the Delhi police is justified if it wants a stoppage of the telecast. Number two, they believe this gives, in a sense, space to the rapist to express his mindset and thereby denigrates the woman.
I don't see any threat to law and order in understanding a social reality. How is it a threat to law and order? On the contrary, this is a wake-up call. It's an awakening. It's education and it's facing reality.
Why not?
And is this
One by
man
one,
in
please.
isolation?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Kiran Bedi.
What reality?
Abha Singh, let Kiran Bedi go ahead. And on this program, no cross-talk. This is not your normal TV program anymore. Let Kiran Bedi speak, then I'll let you speak. Go ahead, Dr. Bedi.
You making me lose the strain of my thought.
Please go ahead.
I would think, how is it a law and order? I don't see it as, on the contrary, this is a very good wake-up call. Wake-up call. Is this a mind in isolation? I think there may be hundreds and hundreds of these men. If they will probably see, they will probably say, oh, ye to hamari baat kar raha hai. Because we also think women as a property. We also think the woman has no public space. We also think the woman should surrender whenever a man wants a biological need. She should not have resisted. I think this is a message to parents, this is a message to teachers, it's a message to social preachers, social teachers. I think it's a wake-up call. So I don't see any law and order issue in this. On the contrary, it's a stark reality. Because every third woman in this country is a victim of domestic violence according to WHO studies. And domestic violence includes
the other point,
assaults at home,
which are
underreported.
The other point which is being made is that this should have been vetted with the jail authorities. You've been in Tihar jail. Do you believe that the producers or the filmmaker should have been given access to the rapist? And once you're given the access, should the film be vetted by the jail authorities?
I believe it has been. The jail authorities would not allow a film unless it's been cleared by the Home Ministry. And I believe the Home Ministry did clear it. So jail authorities have followed the Home Ministry diktat and they followed the rules. Now, what are the further details? Only jail authorities could tell you. But I believe I've been given to understand that jail authorities followed the orders or the permission given by the Home Ministry. So
if you were in charge of Tihar jail, you would have allowed someone to interview the rapist, in your view? Nothing wrong with that?
I want every rapist, once convicted, to be videographed. Otherwise, how do you know the mind of a man? How do you know the cause of the crime? And how do you plan prevention? And how do you reach out to the parents and the person's stakeholders? Because sociological reason of crime is the route to prevention. We've only looked at prosecution and judiciary. We've never looked at the sociological reason of this crime, because this is socio-criminal crime.
That's a very interesting...
And we have never involved...
That's an interesting perspective you're putting there. You know, Abha Singh, we seem in this country not willing to confront the truth. And sometimes it's only when you confront the truth that the reality comes before the nation. I mean, surely silence is going to get us nowhere. Blanking it out, censoring it will get us nowhere.
What Dr. Bedi talks of is from the police angle, that you are videographing it for the research purpose. Here it is not research, it is going to be telecast live, that too on International Women's Day, a traumatic thing for which the country came forward, and it is a slap on the women of this country if this rapist who is on the death knell is talking like this.
That's only one part of the documentary. That's only one part of the documentary. We are already calling for its ban and stoppage without even seeing it.
That is the main part.
It's like banning a book without reading it.
That is the main. The second part, has the censor board cleared it? When section 7 of the Cinematograph Act very clearly says that it is a cognizable offence if anything is telecast without the censor clearance, it is 3 years imprisonment. Even if it is from BBC, cleared by the Home Ministry, the law of the land is utmost. Has it been cleared? If it has not been cleared, then no channel should show it, and even these people should be tried under the Indian law.
No, I am willing to take your censor board point is well taken. My larger point is this outrage is being created that how can we give space? Do you believe interviewing a rapist is giving him television space? Surely he is the criminal, and as you know, by exposing his mindset, we are showing the world what kind of a bestial mindset he has. I agree with you on the censorship point. I am saying, do you agree that interviewing a rapist per se does not amount to denigration of a woman?
See, interviewing rapists, as I said, for police purpose, if you are trying to research, if NCRB is researching, is fine. But if you are making a film to be telecast on Women's Day with the type of questions, I think you are glorifying a criminal, and you are trying to give the set to a mindset that, oh look, you are going to be famous even if you commit a rape. It sends a very wrong signal in a country like India, where a rape is happening every half an hour.
So you are saying it's glorifying the rapist. Let Kiran Bedi respond. Kiran Bedi respond. This is the argument, Kiran Bedi, that is being made by some activists, that this is glorifying the rapist in some way, that by telecasting it in this manner, you are either prejudicing the judicial process, but more importantly, you are glorifying the rapist.
No, Rajdeep, here is a convicted man. He's a convicted man.
Right.
It's after the conviction, and it's gone beyond research to understand the crime and the criminal. This recording is to understand crime and the criminal. For what? For what? For further prevention, for lessons to be learned, for better prosecution, for better prevention, for better nurturance, for better social norms. I think it's for lessons to be learned, and this has been missing in prevention strategies of policing and crime prevention. And crime prevention is the key. In this case, in this crime, there are many perpetrators, or many abettors, or many conspirators. Negligence is as much an abetment. Negligence of nurturance of such boys is almost encouraging vagrancy and waywardness. Unless we understand. So it's not for research, it's to understand crime and criminal.
Do you believe it will influence in any way the minds of potential rapists who may watch this film? Do you believe that they may get in some way, looking at what this man is saying, would they be in any way carried away by what he says? Does that worry you at all?
Not at all. On the contrary, it's the way you present it. It's the way you present it. Whether you present it as glorification or you present it with this kind of messaging and analysis. I think it's the way you present it. Right. Every film, every image is the way you present it. I see a great potential. This is a route to prevention. This is a route to prevention. And if we don't understand the real benefits of this, we will be losing a very important tool in crime prevention as far as rapes are concerned, or crimes against women is concerned.
Okay, those are very strong words coming from you, Kiran Bedi. Appreciate your joining us. Nice to see you in your avatar outside politics. It's the policewoman in Kiran Bedi that many of us always will admire. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us. Also joining us, Abha Singh, giving us an alternative perspective. My take...